Hi, class. Today we're going to look at how to revise the first draft of your central idea essay about Yellow Woman and the Beauty of Spirit by using the ARMS technique that you learned about last week. To review, the ARMS technique for revising papers is A, add, R, remove, M, move, and S, substitute. So A stands for if you need to add more information or more words to make your writing clear. R, remove, means to take things out that are unnecessary or confusing. M, move, that means that maybe some information is in the wrong space. And S, substitute, are there better words or a different way to say that information more clearly? All right. So first thing we want you to do is to set up your page in the proper college essay format. So you are going to put your name at the top, and I am going to be revising Shukri's work. You're going to be putting English 4. You are going to put the date. And you are going to put our name. And your title. Central idea essay, Yellow Woman, and the beauty of the spirit. So you might want to pause the video now and make that happen. You also want to select all. You want to be writing in Times New Roman as per instructions. 12 is the size of the words, and line spacing 2. Okay. Then you want to make sure your left margin. Okay. The tab key on the left-hand side of your keyboard will give you a perfect indent for your paragraph. Now let's take a look at Shukri's essay. So she did not include the thoughtful sentence or question that introduces the central idea. The central idea topic is beauty. So we want to create a sentence that introduces our reader to the idea of beauty. So we might start with a question like, what is beautiful in a person? Or you might say, what makes a person beautiful? There's a number of different questions you can ask. What is beautiful in your culture? What do you think makes someone beautiful? How is beauty defined? Any way that you can think of to introduce the idea of beauty. Then we do this sentence. The central idea of the text, Yellow Woman by Silko, is strength. The central idea of Yellow Woman and the beauty of the spirit by Leslie Marmon Silko is that beauty comes from strength. Now, she used a little bit different central idea than we developed in class. That's okay. You can still use ours that said beauty comes from strength, courage, and the differences among us. She's just talking about strength. Then she says, this is shown in lines 14 when the speaker says, no job was a man or woman's job. The most able person did the work. So we're just going to write that. We're going to format it. This is shown in lines, and we're going to say in paragraph, because I'm sorry about it saying lines, but paragraph is more accurate because that's how we numbered our essay. This is shown in paragraph 14 when the speaker says, there was no men's or women's jobs. The most able person did the work. And this actually says, no job was a man's or a woman's. The author is explaining that in Laguna culture, there was no woman or men's work. This shows that in Laguna, it didn't matter if a woman do men's job and men do women's job because they were both equal to them. The author wants the audience to understand that in Laguna culture, there was no segment if a woman do man and man do woman's job. This is important because sometimes it's good man to do woman's job and woman to do man's job because it will show that they can both handle one another work. Okay, so looking at the arms strategy, adding, removing, moving, or substituting, we need to do some adding. We need to relate our interpretation of this quote back to the central idea. And we need to do some removing of some unclear language and adding some more clearer descriptions. So let's take a look. The author is explaining that in Laguna culture, there was no woman or men's work. Let's rewrite that. The author is explaining that in Laguna culture, no work, now we're going to add, was designated to a woman or a man. So we added the word designated. This shows that in Laguna, and we need to add the word culture, it didn't matter if women do men's job and men do women's job because they were both equal to them. Good. Again, we're going to clarify that language a little bit. This shows that in Laguna culture, there was no difference or preference for who should do a job because the sexes were considered equal. Okay. The author wants the audience to understand that in Laguna culture, there was no segment if women do men's job and men do women's job. Okay, and I'm going to put the word discrimination instead of segment. The author wants us to understand that women weren't discriminated against and were valued for their strength and contributions to the community. Because I want to add back this idea that Shukri said about beauty coming from strength. So the author wants us to understand that women weren't discriminated against and were valued for their strength and contributions to the community. This is important because sometimes it is good man to do woman job and woman to do man job because it will show that they can both handle one another's work. Okay, good. I like the intentions here, and we're just going to substitute some of the words for more clear formal grammar. This is important because sometimes it's good man to do woman job and woman to do man job because it will show that they can both handle one another's work. Okay. This is important because it shows that a woman can do the same work as a man, and a man can do equal work as to a woman. This shows how the Laguna people saw differences in men and women as welcomed and beautiful. Okay, so to review, you want to put your name, the date, English 4, Miss Miola Shanahan, and Mr. Johnson. You want to put your central idea essay, Yellow Woman and the Beauty of Spirit. If you highlight it, you can use this center to put it in the middle. Then you want to start your paragraph by using the Tab key on the left-hand side of your keyboard. And you want to make sure that this paragraph is written with the left align. And then you want to read your essay looking at the suggestions that Mr. Johnson or myself have made to you and using the ARM strategy, adding, removing, moving, and substituting. You want to see if you can rewrite your work to be the strongest possible.